down $2, back to about $89 a barrel. But its recent rise to a 7-year high has gas on the rise. Another penny today. AAA's national average for regular is now $3.45 per gallon, up 8 cents the past week, 15 cents higher than a month ago. A lot of us know what it's like to go to a casino and lose. We've only dreamed about what happened to this guy.
He won over $229,000 at a Las Vegas slot machine and never even knew it. Nevada gambling regulators say they have finally tracked down this Arizona man weeks later. The Nevada Gaming Control Board says the machine being played by Robert Taylor malfunctioned due to a communication error. So neither he nor Treasure Island Hotel and Casino realized that he'd won big. Taylor was eventually identified after 2 weeks of witness interviews and checking surveillance video, electronic purchase records, and ride-sharing data. John Saucier, Fox News.
Speaking of winning, the U.S. got a bronze in skiing today, the 5th American medal at the Olympics so far, but none of them are gold. Russia's won the most medals so far in Beijing with 9. On the Olympic ice, Canada beat the U.S. 4-2 in women's hockey, but the two teams could still meet again in a gold medal game like they have at every Winter Games, but won since 1998. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
WPTV First Alert Weather on WSTU is brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Code Red Roofers cares and calls you back. Shows up and finishes on time. 287-2829. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond. Now here's the First Alert meteorologist.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast this afternoon, mostly cloudy skies with a few passing showers, then increasing rain chances into the overnight hours. Tomorrow, highs in the low 70s, cloudy with scattered showers as the front moves in. Thursday, a chilly start with morning temperatures in the mid-50s. A nice cool day with highs in the low 70s and abundant sunshine. Friday, another pleasant afternoon with highs in the low 70s, staying mostly sunny. For the weekend, increasing rain chances by Sunday as another cold front sweeps in. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Gary Owen here with Owen Insurance Group, and you are listening live to the Quality of Life radio show, which happens to be the world's liveliest, fun, most exciting radio show in the world. So thanks for joining us this morning. It's Tuesday, February 8th already. The year is steaming ahead. Tom, good morning.
Good morning, Gary, and good morning to our guests who we'll be introducing here in a moment. It's a beautiful day today.
Beautiful day, and the show is sponsored by Aetna and Cigna. We're streaming live this morning on WSTU 1450 AM, or listening live on WSTU 1450, and WPSL 1590. You can also catch us live on Facebook at Quality of Life Radio Show. And every single Tuesday morning, we're here for you.
Absolutely. Gary, we come here every Tuesday morning. We love it. We love everything we do Tuesday morning because we actually bring relevant content to our listeners, information that people can really use in their life. Secondly, we love to support and showcase local business owners and nonprofit organizations, and we have a wonderful business owner here in the studio with us today who we'll be introducing in a moment. And thirdly, Gary and I, we love to educate and bring information to people about insurance options that can actually improve people's quality of life, and thus the name of the show, Quality of Life Radio Show.
And the second part of the show, we're going to talk a little bit about the Medicare Open Enrollment period. If you're turning 65, what the heck should you do? One of the things we recommend is don't listen to the TV commercials.
Don't pick up that phone when they come on.
Speaking of phone, there it is. It's ringing already. Or if you're on a group and you're deciding whether or not you want to get on Medicare or should you stay on your group plan, you're going to hear all that today. But then also we are going to talk about a little bit later on after we meet with Larry, a health fact, fun tip of the day, this day in history, and the quote of the day. So we'll start with a quote of the day, but before we do that, stay tuned for the second hour of the show because I'm going to ask a question, Tom. Did you know that 84% of most burned off fat exits your body through where, Tom, do you think?
Fat
84% of most
body
burned off fat exits your body through what part of your body?
sweat glands.
Yeah, that's what most people think, right? But it's the lungs. So we're going to share that.
The lungs?
The lungs. We're going to share
What
that
did you
little
say?
tidbit of information with everybody
About
this morning. So keep on breathing. Deep breaths. The quote of the day today. This is a good one.
Breathe and lose weight.
That's right.
Oh, a new diet.
I can handle that.
Fad.
Well, wait till you hear it. It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. The quote of the day today, it's about ships. We love ships, Tom.
I love ships.
There are good ships. There are wood ships. There are ships that sail the sea. But the best ships are friendships. May they always be. That's an old Irish proverb.
Oh, very nice.
Pretty cool, right?
Very nice.
It just
Friendship.
grabs the heart. Tom, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest this morning?
We're privileged to have a longtime family friend of mine, Larry Williams of Triple L. He's going to be telling us about what he does and everything about why he loves the Treasure Coast. So, Larry, thank you so much for being on the show.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Good morning, Larry. So on the way in, Tom was telling me, don't make fun of this guy. He's short. He's only like 5'2".
Yeah, he
didn't
forgot
say
to
you were
tell the other
7'2".
part.
He didn't tell. That was when he was 10 years old, maybe when I first met him.
Or sitting
probably
down.
2 years old.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Funny story. My dad is 5'9", and when I was a teenager, about 14, 15 years old, he and I were eye level. And about 2 years later, I had grown 7 inches. So, yeah,
7 inches in 2 years.
a lot of sleepless nights. Yes.
A lot of shoes.
Yeah. Knee pain.
Could you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
yourself growing?
Oh, really? Yeah, the knees were just a lot of pain. You know.
Oh,
so-
that really happened?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
But I didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
Sure. That's
You
interesting.
thought this was normal for every kid,
Right. That's right.
Larry, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from and what got you here and what got you in the business.
Sure. So originally born and raised in Southern California by way of Jackson, Mississippi. That's where all my family is from. Parents moved down here in 2001. Actually, kind of sad, September 11th, 2001. They were on the road. So a couple of years later, fast forward, I finished school, and I said, you know what? I want to see what Florida's all about. So I moved down here and trying to find my way, and I taught school for a little while. My dad and I owned a dump truck business together, and we did some work after Hurricane Katrina. Slept in trucks and slept in.
I remember those days.
You remember those days, don't you, Tom?
Yeah, well, I did the same.
What, was that up in Louisiana that you did
That was actually Gulf Coast,
Gulf-
Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually did go to New Orleans, though, a couple times to look at bidding on some jobs there, and saw houses on top of houses in the lower Ninth Ward, and just a complete catastrophe. What happened there? So sad. But anyways, after all that was over and things were cleaned up, I came back to South Florida and trying to find my way, and thought I wanted to get into sales. Ended up talking to a very good mentor of mine who was a State Farm agent, and he kind of talked to me about the idea of insurance and residual income and what that meant. And as soon as I kind of grasped the whole concept of that, I said, I'm in. So, one thing kind of led to another. I got my license and approached some people about hiring me. I was kind of desperate at the point. I offered my services for free just to get my foot in the door. And thankfully, a local businessman here in town hired me for his office down in Tequesta. And so I worked for him for about close to 4 years. And as soon as I got the appropriate license to kind of go out on my own, I said, let's give it a shot. I took a chance and opened up my own office, and the rest is history.
That's interesting. So what year was that?
That was the end of 2010, And 2011, I opened up Triple L Insurance in Palm City, Florida. And now here we are, 11 years later, still doing my thing.
That's fantastic. So 2011, you opened your office in Palm City?
That's correct.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Is it just you? Do you have other agents that are working with you too, Larry?
Starting out, it was actually just myself. A very small office, one computer, one desk, one printer. I had my mom coming in, helping me scan some papers, and I started from a scratch book of business. I did not have any policies on the books. I remember my first commission check was like $23.50, and
wow,
I said,
that's more than mine.
what have I gotten myself into here?
That's right.
But I stuck with it, and we're still moving strong. So today we've had up to about 5 or 6 employees, but we've kind of dialed back a little bit now. So there's a total of 3 of us in the office now.
And what does Triple L stand for?
That was my next question. Very good. No, that was great. Great.
We think alike.
So that is actually a bit of me paying homage to the folks that raised me. Years ago, my parents had a business, Triple L Investments. They were real estate folks back in the day. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to kind of take that and turn it into now Triple L Insurance. So it's Larry, and Lynn Insurance.
I knew that answer. But
See, I did not.
I never heard it explained, but I figured because I met his parents almost 20 years ago in the real estate investing world, and that's when I first met Larry Jr. because his father's the senior. So
now we just have to
wonderful
work on getting,
people, and a shout out to them if they're listening.
That's right. Now we just have to get them in the office and put them to work.
Wow, they probably want to retire.
Yeah, I think son, you're doing
Larry.
fine on your own. We're busy.
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
And you're focused, I guess back in the day, did you focus on homeowners and automobiles, and what are you doing now?
Still to this day, yeah. Okay. It's mainly a property and casualty book of business that I service, mainly helping people with homeowners insurance and the challenges that all that comes with right now.
Boy, especially now.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's tough now, but our slogan is success by way of service and solutions. So we really try to go above and beyond and help people with whatever situation they're dealing with. So we've got access to several insurance companies that we shop through, and it's not a one-size-fit-all type of business by any means. So the main thing is just listening in to what customers bring to us and try to find a solution for them.
It's amazing the prices, have they just skyrocketed. The premiums are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And, when you can get a wind mitigation done, especially if you're upgrading your home and you're making it safe against hurricanes and get that wind mit done.
Absolutely.
Gosh, it's amazing how much money you can. I just saved $1,000.
Absolutely.
On my premium.
Yeah, absolutely. Wind mitigations are very, very important. If your home is older than 2002, we almost always, I'd say 99% of the time, if not more, suggest that you submit that to us so that we can apply those credits to your policy. And oftentimes we're also able to look at a wind mitigation and tell or explain to a customer if there are some things that they can do to improve the straps or the nail spacing in their attic. It's called retrofit work. A lot of times people don't know this, but there's things that they can do to improve the wind mitigation credits to help bring their premium down even more.
That's why it's important for homeowners to reach out to you and get guidance and information and obviously quotes from various carriers, because obviously you represent more than 1 or 2 or 3 carriers.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's why we sit in the seat that we're in. The insurance companies kind of entrust us as agents to explain what's going on to customers and give them options and, quite frankly, educate them. And that's pretty much what I take pleasure in doing. Having conversations with people on a daily basis and educating to them why what's happening to them and what they can do to make themselves in a better position.
Are you doing any business insurance, or are you just mainly focused on the home and auto?
Very little.
Okay.
Very little business insurance. The home and auto keeps me pretty busy.
Oh, no question. Yeah, no question.
Between home, auto, flood, umbrella policies, and the occasional liability policy for those that request it.
That's fantastic. It's a great opportunity for people on the Treasure Coast who are probably ready to drop dead when they see their premiums for the new year.
Yeah, they're hemorrhaging right now a little bit.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It's a tough market right now. And
what are you seeing in increases? I mean, what's the average that you're looking at?
I'd say an average anywhere between 15 to even 40%. 40%.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times.
Yeah.
About the premiums have gone up 40%.
Absolutely. And it's something that I would say is unprecedented. I mean, I've been doing this, like I said, since around 2007, and right before the 2008 crash. And we've experienced this a little bit before, but nothing quite like what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, we hear a lot of reasons as to why these premiums keep going up, and I'm gonna solicit that information from you. We're gonna go on our first break of the show. When we come back, we'll kind of drill down as to what's causing that.
Sure.
And as homeowners and consumers, what is it that we can do to protect ourselves and find a policy that's affordable today, if it's possible? You'll be able to tell us. And also, before we go on break, I want to give a quick shout out to Lori G up in Green Cove Springs, Florida, which is right between Jacksonville and St. Augustine. So, Lori, thanks for tuning in this morning. And for all of our clients and listening audience out there, we want to say thank you for tuning in and listening to the two most handsome guys in the Treasure Coast.
And me too.
Yeah, you too, Tom. I mean, I was talking about Evan, actually.
Oh, Evan. What about me and Larry?
Iggy, I mean, there's four guys. 5 guys. All right, guys, stay tuned. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590 AM. Go grab a second cup of Joe. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
Life has taught you many lessons. Like, all you can eat is strangely unsatisfying. That's why it's better to have what you actually need. You've also learned that one size fits all never seems to fit. That's why a Cigna Medicare Advantage plan gives you care that fits your specific health needs. Learn more at CignaMedicare.com, because life has taught you well. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
For radio show, I'm your host, Gary Owen, and Tom the Bouvier is also our co-host in the show this morning. We have Larry Williams of Triple L Insurance. And we were talking about home owners' premiums going through the roof and what's attributed to that nonsense. So, Larry, on the break, we kind of talked about, what's causing all this stuff. We know that some of the roof replacements, whether they're legitimate or not, has caused some of that. So what else are you seeing, or what are you seeing on that side?
Great question. And I get this question almost on a daily basis from my customers that call me up and say, hey, I just got my renewal. It's gone up 20, 30%. I didn't file any claims. I don't feel like I should have to pay this high of a premium. I said, well, insurance is not just about your policy. It's a pool. So the problem that we're having in Florida right now is basically litigation. It's litigation, people litigating against insurance companies to replace their roof when actually it's a situation where you just need to replace it. The insurance policy is not a maintenance policy. Just like on your car, if your tires start to go bald, you don't file a claim with your auto insurance. You go out and you buy new tires. It's the same thing for a roof. If your roof is shingle roof or a tile roof is getting to the point where it needs to be replaced, you need to replace it.
So if you want that shiny new metal roof and your current shingle roof has another 6-7 years of life, what the heck are you doing? You're causing havoc for everyone else with their insurance premiums going up when you do that.
That's true. And so what happens is a customer will file a claim, with the insurance company. Insurance company sends their inspector out and says, no, this is all wear and tear. We do not cover wear and tear. Customer says, okay, well, you don't want to cover me. I'm going to sue. They go out and hire an attorney. It ends up costing the insurance company, without going into all the specifics, but it ends up costing an insurance company more money to litigate than it is for them to just settle. So what happens is, after so many months or however long time goes by, insurance company cuts a check, settles, insurance company walks away, customer walks away with 40, 50 grand. Hopefully they replace their roof. But at some point, the insurance company has to make up for those losses. And you multiply this times thousands upon thousands of people, they've got to make up for it somewhere. And this is how they're doing it. They're raising premiums by leaps and bounds.
So really then, we have ourselves to blame for some of this.
Well, and that's a big problem that we have in Florida. Over the years, it's been auto insurance. And, people know what they pay for their auto insurance now because of a lot of fraudulent activity. And now it's kind of starting to trickle over into homeowners insurance. There's a lot of crafty roofers out there that'll come knocking at your door and telling you, hey, there was a hailstorm last week. We can put in a claim for you and get you a new roof.
Yep.
Who doesn't want a new roof? What do I have to do? Where do I sign? And so this is a problem that we're having. So just in my neighborhood alone, a couple of weeks ago, I was washing my vehicle, and a truck pulled up, and a guy came and said, hey, do you want me to take a look at your roof? And we had a hailstorm last week. And
yep.
I said, get out of here. But then I ride around in the neighborhood, and I see where there's signs in probably 10, 20 yards where they've gotten people to sign up.
Yep.
So
same thing in my neighborhood. I see there was 5 roofs gone up, and I see another sign in the neighbor's yard, 4 houses down.
That's right.
And
That's right.
so when you want to complain about your homeowner's insurance premiums, you might want to talk to your neighbor about that.
That's right. That's right. And so what ends up happening, the other kind of bad thing here is each insurance company has what's called underwriting guidelines. These are basically the rules as to what they'll take or what they will insure. So, for example, one company I have, they will not insure any home that is older than 10 years old or 15 years old. They don't want any home unless the dwelling limit is at least $300,000. So once you start getting into a situation where these underwriting guidelines become more and more strict, it becomes more and more difficult for me to place a person with a policy unless their home passes all these different guidelines. So it's a bit of a challenge, and it's a bit frustrating when you have to turn people away that need help.
So speaking of help, obviously, like us, you do the same thing. You offer free advice and counsel and free review of your existing policies. So you offer that to all your prospects out there. How do they get a hold of you, Larry?
Absolutely. I can be reached by phone, by email. You can go to my website. My phone number is 772-283-2441. My email address is larry@tripleinsurance.com. That's all spelled out. And my my web address is www.tripleinsurance.com.
So we're going to have you hang with us because we're going to transition to the second part of our show. But what would be your single most biggest piece of advice that you would give to our listening audience out there today?
I think, honestly, the only thing that people can do at this point is to reach out to anybody that they know that has a tie to Tallahassee, whether that's a state representative.
Great idea.
Yeah, and I've had meetings with some local folks to educate them and have some roundtable talks as to what's going on. And people just need to be aware. And I think when they pass that awareness on to the people in Tallahassee, eventually something will happen to make it better. We did have some legislation that was passed recently last summer by DeSantis, Senate Bill 76, and that has shown some help, but we definitely need more.
You going to say something?
I was going to say, we did have Representative Snyder on the show, and he actually
He's a good friend of mine. Yep.
spoke about the whole insurance thing. So I'm not sure if he was involved in that particular bill, but he is very aware, and you said you've spoken to him, and I know Gary has as well. So
Absolutely. Yeah, we had
he's
a little
good man.
roundtable talk at some point last year with a couple other local agents and some insurance company representatives, just kind of throwing ideas together and basically educating Snyder as to what was going on in the area. And all that sort of stuff helps.
And he is tuned to the community. He's a business owner. He gets it. He speaks with our voice representing us. So that's one thing I can say about him. Too. And Toby Oberdorf as well. So we do have really good representation here on the Treasure Coast.
Agreed.
Larry, that's awesome information. We appreciate it. We got some questions to ask you later on in the show.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Inquiry minds want to know what you know, Larry.
Stump the guest.
Hot seat, indeed.
But he's a smart man. I don't know.
So one of the things we're going to talk about is what happened this day in history before Tom and I go and bore you to tears about insurance. Which I don't think it's that boring. I mean, we make it fun and exciting.
We do our best.
At least you do, Tom.
Yeah.
I just piggyback on you. We're going to talk about health facts, and then we're going to get to this day in history. So most of the fat that you lose exits your body via your lungs. I've never, ever heard about that, right? So while deep breath, Tom, don't burn too many calories. This is how most burned off fat exits your body. You may have thought that it was mostly through sweat, urine, or some other excretion, but the truth is that as you exercise or go about your day, the majority of the fat that you lose, roughly 84%, according to the 2014 research published in the British Medical Journal, is converted into carbon dioxide and leaves your body through your lungs. Maybe your ears. The remaining 16% is converted to water, which exits your body through urine, feces, sweat, tears, and other bodily fluids.
So
lungs. Your lungs.
Who would have thunk it? And does that mean...
Don't debunk it.
Breathing in and out here. Are you guys going to breathe in my fat?
Ooh.
I know.
That's carbon dioxide. That's carbon dioxide.
Well, I know, but don't you breathe that in? If I breathe it out, it's all in this room.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that didn't make sense.
Yeah,
I got you, Tom.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, let me move on to this day in history.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay away from breathing in those people's carbon dioxide.
Okay. All right. Back in 1587.
Before my time.
Mary, Queen of Scots, was beheaded for treason. And the irony is her son was made to accept and watch with calmness. And then later, the son, King James VI, became King of England, Scotland, and Ireland about 15 years later. 1862, Union General Ambrose Burnside scores a major victory when his troops capture Roanoke Island in North Carolina. It was one of the first major Union victories of the Civil War. And as we progress to the next century, 1924, the first execution by lethal gas occurred in what state? Out west.
Texas.
Carson City, Nevada. You would think Texas.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, Carson City, Nevada.
Yeah.
And 1943, Americans secure Guadalcanal. 1,600 U.S. troops were killed. Over 4,000 were injured. And several thousand more died from disease. The Japanese lost over 24,000 soldiers during that campaign. And then finally in 1994, I think we all remember this, Jack Nicholson smashes windshield in an episode of Road Rage. Do you guys remember that one? He took his golf club and bashed the roof and the windshield of Mr. Blank's Mercedes-Benz. Charges of assault and vandalism were later dropped after Nicholson apologized to Robert Blank and reached an undisclosed settlement, including a nice check from Nicholson, about $500,000. I wished the heck I was in that place where Nicholson would have damaged my car with his golf club. I would have absolutely loved that
for my little car.
$500,000.
Wow,
So
nice.
I just moved from my Mercedes Benz, if that's what I would have had, into an airplane for $500,000. Very nice. Thank you, Jack. Come back, Jack. All right, Tom. We're going to talk a little bit today about OEP and what does that mean. Let's talk about group. We've had some clients in this past week. A couple of them called, had asked questions about turning 65. What should they do? It's amazing that there's no real true way to go anywhere to learn exactly what to do. And when you do read something, it's confusing. And then third, people have asked that are still working, they're not retiring. They're 65. They work until 68, 70, 75. We had one gentleman who retired at 80, for God's sakes, and he wanted to work, and he loved working. So what is the best thing to do? If you're on a group plan and you're looking at your Medicare age, does it make sense to stay on your group plan or enroll in Medicare? So we're going to answer all of those questions for you. Well, maybe Tom may answer some of those questions.
I'll do my best.
So Medicare OEP, I mean, people think that we just came out of open enrollment. They're calling it open enrollment, but really it's called the Medicare annual enrollment period from December 15th through October 7th. That is the Medicare annual enrollment period, where you can make different changes and so forth to your plan. Now, Tom, talk a little bit about the Medicare OEP, or the open enrollment period. That is the true terminology.
Correct. The true terminology for these periods where people can change their Medicare plans is from January 1st to March 31st. It's called the open enrollment period, and it only applies to people who are currently on a Medicare Advantage plan. That's a Medicare Part C, the all-inclusive plans, and you could change to another Medicare Advantage plan. You could drop your Medicare Advantage plan, pick up a Part D prescription drug plan, and apply for Medicare Supplement. And those are pretty much the options that are available between January 1st and March 31st. And this has only been around for a couple of years. And I think Medicare probably got tired of all the complaints between January and March from people who said, this agent put me in this plan and my doctor's not in the network. This agent put me in the plan and my drug's not covered. Or they put me in the plan and in January the doctor left the plan. So they gave them another chance with the Medicare Advantage plan, because there's a lot more intricate details and really a lot more problems with people who are on Medicare Advantage.
A lot of misleading commercials.
Yes, a lot of.
I mean, we've been dealing with that. We hear you loud and clear out there. Our clients are concerned and, quite frankly, fed up with the Football Hall of Famers and celebrities trying to get you to enroll in a certain plan that typically, probably 9 times out of 10, is not the right plan for you. Because there is simply, Tom, we always say this, there is not a one-size-fits-all solution. You have to be able to go to a professional and ask for guidance. You need a guide as you navigate the complexities and the maze of Medicare. It's important that you work with what kind of agent?
Definitely an independent insurance broker. And we prefer, and I think it's in most people's best interest to find a local agent that if they need to, they can go to the office, they can see them, and if they find them and they put them in a wrong plan, they can go slap them, but really, that face-to-face connection and ones who's grounded and lives in the community, local licensed independent insurance broker.
And Tom, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there are roughly, including property and casualty agents, they're in your category, but there's roughly 1.5 million to 1.8 million insurance agents out there, whether they're active or inactive. That's the number. Whether they be property and casualty agents, whether they be life agents, life-only agents, life and health agents, health-only agents, but roughly probably only a fraction, maybe 400,000 to 500,000, focus on Medicare. So, and you have over 300 million people in the country with only, that small amount of agents that can assist you. And, of course, again, those agents aren't going to be active. And most of those agents are probably not independent, whereby meaning that they are captive or a career type of insurance agent that can only represent one plan or one company per se. So it's important that whoever you're working with, that you find and seek out a professional, an independent insurance agent who's been in the industry for a while, who understands and comprehends Medicare planning and is looking out for your best interest and not trying to get you into a certain plan. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, turning 65 and group plans. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450, America's Heritage Station, and WPSL 1590. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Life has taught you many lessons. Like, all you can eat is strangely unsatisfying. That's why it's better to have what you actually need. You've also learned that one size fits all never seems to fit. That's why a Cigna Medicare Advantage plan gives you care that fits your specific health needs. Learn more at CignaMedicare.com, because life has taught you well. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
Hello, this is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
All right, welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. We are live in the downtown Stewart studio at WSTU, 1450 AM. Stewart, Florida, the sailfish capital of the world, which I've never caught a sailfish in my life, but I think we have a sailfish on the line. Actually, we have a gentleman, Paul, who has a question, I believe, Tom, about Medicare. So, Paul, good morning, and how are you, sir?
Good morning.
Good morning. Tom says he wants to help answer your question.
What can we do for you, Paul?
I hope so. It's to do with insurance, but it's homeowners, not the Advantage.
Oh, well, this is for Larry.
I'm good with the Advantage. I switched this year to another plan, the Chronic Needs Plan, and it's worked out well.
Very good.
Good morning, Paul.
On homeowners, is there a statute of limitations when you can file a claim?
Yes, they actually just changed that recently with the Senate Bill 76. It used to be 3 years for anything hurricane related. That has now been changed to 2 years.
Okay.
Yes.
This was an electrical claim. It happened at the middle of August. I was home. I heard this loud pop. It sounded like somebody set off one of those huge fireworks. So went outside. My neighbor was outside near his pool, and we have the poles that run through the backyard. There's a big transformer up there that blew. That's what the loud pop was. He thought it was me. I thought it was him. But it was the transformer. Electricity all went out. Went back, reset everything. The air conditioner didn't come on, so I went outside and reset the breakers inside and outside. The outside unit came on, but the air handler never came on. So ended up calling, the company. They came out and found out that it was the air handler. The motor in the air handler blew out.
So, Paul, so here's what I'm going to have you do. Reach out to Larry. Larry, why don't you give Paul your phone number so you guys can connect?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm happy to do that, Paul. I'll give you my number if you want to take it down. It's 772-283-2441, and I will be in the office this afternoon, and I'm happy to take your call so we can discuss it further.
Fantastic. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate the call. And Larry, see, this is why we have you guys stay. You just never know what's going to happen.
Love it. Love it.
And this is what we're here for. We're here to help people and help our community and be there as a resource and as a guide, Tom, like we always say.
Absolutely.
So, OEP, you hit that hard and fast, Tom. And I think some people their ears are still spinning and turning around. So they're like, what did he just say about Medicare Open Enrollment? So just to be clear.
Yes.
Only Medicare Advantage.
Correct. So you must be on a Medicare Advantage plan in January, February, or March. With an effective Medicare Advantage plan in place, and that gives you the right to switch to another Medicare Advantage plan before March 31st, or go back to original Medicare, apply for Medicare supplement, and pick up a prescription drug plan. So that's only, again, for Medicare beneficiaries who are on Medicare Advantage plan. And not to be confused with the annual enrollment period, which a lot of people call the open enrollment period. But as Gary said, that's between October 15th and December 7th. Every year, anyone on a Medicare plan, that's when you can make a change outside of special enrollment period.
And listen, we know you're going to have questions. And we are here to answer your questions. You can call us at 772-210-1020. We're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
At least someone is.
Wow. I was wondering who was going to say what. No, we're there Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday. But listen, in all sincerity and honesty, if you have questions, listen, we're here to help you, here to be your resource, to be your guide. If you're working with somebody else and you just want to have a second set of eyes on the plan to see if it makes sense for you, we're here to help you with that as well. Again, 772-210-1020, and one of us at the office are more than happy to help you. Now, I think that takes care of the open enrollment period, which is cool. Now, what about folks that are turning 65, Tom? We have over 11,000 Americans daily across the country turning 65. And in lieu of their mail, and I tell, we say the same thing. We tell our clients, if you're 6 months out from turning 65, look out. Your phones are going to blow up. Your mailbox is going to get full of junk mail. People are probably going to come knocking on your door. You've got to be able to start thinking about what you're going to do about your Medicare planning.
Absolutely.
It's an important time. 6 months prior to turning 65, you've got 6 months to figure this out and who you're going to work with.
That's right. And, 6 months may seem like a long time, but how many of us, especially the older we get, do we say time flies so fast. I mean, we're already into February. The first week of February, we were just celebrating New Year's Eve just recently. But 6 months goes by quick. Give us a call at 772-210-1020, because when you're turning 65, there's as Larry just mentioned earlier, the phrase "one shoe does not fit all." When I have 10 people calling me about and turning 65, I can guarantee you all of their situations will be different. Their needs will be different, number one. They may be still working and have some great employee coverage. As you mentioned, Gary earlier, it might be their best interest to stay on their group plan, get Medicare Part A, and delay their Part B so they won't have the monthly premium. And if all this sounds like blah, 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 this is where we come in to simplify that insurance planning so you can go into your Medicare age, Medicare years with some peace of mind and stress-free. And I can't tell you how many times you and I have both had clients just thank us profusely, say we're angels, and just it's our superhero gift to really, they say, you have taken a major burden off my plate. This has been on my to-do list for months and months and months, and they finally called, and we settled it literally maybe within an hour and helped bring clarity instead of confusion.
Yeah, so Larry, we tell people all the time, we're not secret agents. But to our clients, we're superheroes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
We should be wearing capes.
That's
You
right.
know, all of us should be wearing capes, man,
That's
what we
right.
do for people. And speaking of superheroes, Larry, we have another caller who is asking for your contact information. So share all your information real quick with everybody, please.
Certainly. Phone number 772-283-2441. Again, that's 772-283-2441. Email address is larry@tripleinsurance.com. And web address, www.tripleinsurance.com.
And you have a local office right in Fort Pierce off of what?
Only Palm City.
I'm sorry, Palm City off of Martindale?
Off of Martin Highway.
Martin
Correct.
Highway.
Yes.
Yeah, you live in Fort Pierce, Tom.
I love Fort Pierce.
Treasure Coast.
Can't get it out my mind.
Treasure Coast.
Did I say Fort Pierce? Maybe that's prophetic. Maybe you're going to open a second office.
Hey,
We'll
there you
see.
go, Larry.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah, that's it.
Love it. So in addition to the turning 65, I mean, if you're 64 years old, you're 63, aging into 64, it really is the time to start thinking about what the heck you're going to do. Are you going to, if you're working, do you stay on your group plan? We're going to talk a little bit about that in just a moment. But some of the steps that you've got to take, I mean, I can't tell you the number of times, we make appointments for our clients and they're coming in, they want to buy a Medigap plan or enroll in Medicare, and they sit down and we say, okay, we need your Medicare card. What?
I thought that's what we were doing. You're enrolling me in Medicare.
What? Yeah. So now we have to we qualify our appointments first by saying, have you enrolled in your Medicare yet? Obviously, there's nothing we can do until you have your shiny red, white, and blue Medicare card that now will allow you to enroll in either a supplement plan or a Medicare Advantage plan. If you're going with a supplement plan, you'll have to also enroll in a standalone Part D plan or a prescription drug plan. So, and it's important that you make the decisions. We always say this, and I think we have to repeat it all the time because it is important. The decisions you make today can last a lifetime. It's important to get it right the first time. Because let's say you choose a certain path, a Medicare Advantage, let's say, you want to start out with that plan. 2-3 years down the road, you're like, you know what? I don't like this. I want to go back to original Medicare and then sign up for a supplement plan. And you're like, what do you mean original Medicare? I mean, I'm on Medicare. Well, what happens, Tom, if they do accept a Medicare Advantage plan? Are they still on original Medicare?
Actually, no. All their Medicare benefits flow through that plan, and many times it's been called a replacement plan. You need to keep your Medicare card locked away but you never have to bring it out. You have that one card for doctors, hospital, and drugs, but and you still are on Medicare, but technically you're not. I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing. All the benefits flow through that, so that really takes the place of original Medicare.
So your Medicare Advantage plan sponsor is going to be responsible for paying your claims, okay? So it's a lot different than being on original Medicare. So it's important that you work with an independent agency or an agent that can explain, sit down with you, educate you, that you know all the options that you have, take you down that path, help you navigate the complexities of Medicare so you can make an informed decision that's best suited for you, okay? So where do I get my Medicare card? Do you call Medicare? No, you don't call Medicare. It's a little strange, but you call the sister company down the street called Social Security. So that is where you will actually sign up for Medicare, is on ssa.gov. Now, because most of the places are closed, what they're doing is they're having you call. I was on the phone with them for probably 40, just to see. I had a question for a client, and I typically don't do this because I don't have time to sit on the phone and wait for 40 minutes. But be prepared to be on the phone and wait for over 40 minutes while someone comes on the phone to answer your question. And so it's important that either you can do it online if you're savvy enough and you can navigate the website. You can go on ssa.gov. If you are not taking Social Security benefits, you can do it online, or you can call Social Security to help you enroll. If you are, let's say that you're turning 65 and at 62, 63, you decided to enroll in Social Security benefits. If you are accepting your Social Security benefits, the good news is you don't have to do a gosh darn thing. It's come to you automatically.
That's right. And that's the simple way to do it. But if you're delaying your Medicare or your Social Security benefits to your full retirement age, or even up to 70, you do have to apply for it.
All right, we got 4 minutes left, I've been told. So we need to just real quick kind of just give you some information and ideas about if you are on a group plan. All right, you're 65, or maybe you're 66, 67, 68, 70, 75. It matters not. And you're trying to determine whether it's important or more beneficial for you to stay on your group plan or disenroll and enroll in Medicare. Well, Tom, the answer is it
depends.
Yeah, so
gotta love those insurance guys.
Not what you wear.
Not those things you're wearing now, but yeah.
It depends. I mean, every situation is different. I would say that to make it really easy to understand, if you are paying $600, $800 a month for your group plan, and if your spouse is not on it, she doesn't need to be on it, you want to come off your plan, enroll in Medicare, pay the $170 a month premium, and sign up for a supplement plan for, say, another $200 a month, and a Part D for $14 a month, you're still a fraction of the cost of what your group plan premiums are. So it really depends on your specific situation, and it varies across the board. We had a client yesterday that said, "Hey Gary, I don't want to enroll in Medicare A or B. I'm on my group plan. I still want to contribute to my high deductible for my HSA plan. The only way to do that is to not take your Medicare A and B and stay on the group, and then you can still contribute to your HSA plan." So there's so much to know, but you got to know where to go.
Absolutely. And people, career military people may have TRICARE for life.
Right.
There's a situation.
Good point.
Federal employees been working for the government 20, 30 years, and they have a federal employee. So those are complex things that as some agents should blow by that and just try to sign you up, and they can really mess up the benefits that you work so hard for. But I tread very, very lightly with people who have retiree group plans.
That's right.
To really find out, and I'm many times make them call their administrator to ask certain questions to help determine.
Yeah, and we just had a lady come to our office. Her son brought her in. Her husband had just passed away a couple weeks ago. Worked for the federal government. doesn't have Part B, losing her health coverage, and she only makes $850 a month.
Wow.
What can we do for her? So this is the things that we do. We'll take you by the hand, and we'll help be your guide to walk you through those complexities. And that's important because we care. Your family, and we're going to treat you like family. If you got questions, again, call us at Owen Insurance Group anytime from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. You can reach us at 772-210-1020. You can go to our website at www.oweninsurancegroup.net. Larry, I told you the hour was going to fly by, brother, and it flew by. So we appreciate having you this morning.
You're a man of your word.
Good to have you. I try to do that. And next week, we're going to have another special guest on our show. Treasure Coast Legal, Sean Plymell, is going to be with us. Tom, I think you and I are going to be back here again talking more about insurance planning solutions and providing valuable information
Absolutely.
to all of you. Thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate you. Please share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors. We hope you enjoyed the show, and be sure to share us, spread the word. Stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.